Hey, Michael, you remember our friends from Padres, Jimmy and Dave?
Oh, yeah, I sure do. Absolutely.
Miss those guys. I hope they have a great 2026. But when we had them on the show, we said, hey, if you need us to spread the word about something, just let us know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, we actually got the call to action, and we are going to talk about what they are calling the 2026 Katy Trail Cycling Vacation.
In Missouri.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Cool.
sir. So the Katy Trail Cycling Vacation is jam-packed. Want to hear about it?
Absolutely. Let's hear it.
All right. Now listen, you and I are used to Padres tent service, but this is a little different.
Okay.
Love
their tent service, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. This is, you're going to shuttle with your bike and baggage, transport from St. Charles to Clinton. You get free long-term parking, 6 nights of lodging at inns and hotels along the Katy Trail. Baggage transport each day directly to your hotel room. That's pretty nice. 6 breakfasts, 6 lunches, and 6 dinners. Ride with GPS navigation or printable cue sheets if you're not a computer person. Online tour guidance with points of interest and suggested activities. SAG service and a route sweeper. Multiple rest stops with nutrition and hydration. Now, this is pretty cool. Shuttle service to and from points of interest while in some of the towns.
Oh, that's cool. You can get off your bike and take a little break. That's nice.
Katy Trail souvenir jersey by Primal. Now, we like Primal.
Yes, we do.
Available bike rental at additional cost. And a friendly helper staff at your service.
Wow. And we have seen their service firsthand. They are very friendly. They are very helpful. They put on a great production with their tent service. I've got no complaints. So this would really, I think, be fantastic. And if you haven't been to Missouri before, beautiful state. And if you haven't been down the Katy Trail or parts of the Katy Trail, fantastic. Tons of things to see. It's beautiful. Yeah, sounds like a fantastic trip.
Now, I do have to say the caveat is only 30 guests can do this. Their website says they sell out fast, and I would guess that is true since they're adding a second week. So the first one is sold out. This is 6 days, 239 miles. Here's where you can get the information. Padres Cycle In. PADRES cyclein.com. PadresCyclein.com. Check it out.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. I'm in a different place today, but as usual, I am Adam, and I am lucky enough to be joined with my good friend, Mr. Michael Sharp.
How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been working like a dog and trying to get all kinds of stuff done before I do some work trips, and so. But I'm in the basement today. As you see, I'm not in my normal, place. As I teased on the last show, I'm kind of redoing the podcast studio, and it's just taken longer than actually, part of it's not my fault. I ordered a bunch of pieces to be able to put all the equipment in the closet, and so it wouldn't overheat, and a lot of stuff on back order, but it'll get there.
Cool. Yeah, it's, I don't know. You could have hung one of those Ragbri pictures up behind you or something,
I should have actually. That's a good idea because I'm going to be down here.
You got them there. They're framed. I've seen them. You could have slapped one up on the wall and.
Not like the wire coming out here because.
I love the wire. That is, yeah.
Well, see what it is for those of you on YouTube. Let's see if I can do this very well here. For those of you on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
So when I redid my basement, I knew that my nephew, who loves to play video games, comes down here. And so I put in the wall an RJ45 computer jack, and I never thought that I would use it. But nevertheless, here I am using it. So that wire runs down and to my computer. And so, as you know, podcasts take a little bit of data. So
just a little.
Yeah. And so here we are, and I had to plug in as opposed to being wireless. So, but yes, this is where I am. I will not lie. Whoever put this heated floor in, that was me.
Genius.
genius, because right now I'm sitting in the basement recording a show with my good friend, and my feet are nice and toasty. Earlier today at work, turned on the heated floor so it would be nice and warm down here. So, guy's a genius who built this down here. So,
I'm sure he is, or not.
How have you been?
Well, I'll be honest. It has not been a great week for me.
That was a rhetorical question.
I know. My family and I had some tragedy occur in this last week, and it's something that I definitely would like to share with our community. It's just too recent and too raw, so I think maybe I will address that on our next episode.
Okay.
But needless to say, yeah, it's been trying for everybody. So we'll just leave it at that.
All right. Well, I told you many times on the phone. I sent the smoke signals, and obviously my thoughts are with you and your family, and we will share that with the community next time. So
thank you, appreciate it.
So I think everybody also wants to know, how is the job search?
Well, I got up this morning, took my daughter to school, and came home and sat back on the couch.
But you did have an interview, right? I mean, I don't want to be dishonest.
Oh, yeah. I had an interview on Monday and talked with another headhunter yesterday. No, I had an interview on Tuesday, talked with another headhunter yesterday. I'm talking with yet another headhunter tomorrow. So I'm talking with a lot of people. That doesn't really, equate to anything, but some people are seeing my resume and going, hey, I think part of the problem is that this is not a good job market. And I know it's kind of been floated out there that the job market is awesome right now and all that kind of thing. But it's not such a great, and maybe the job market is awesome for fast food employees. Maybe the job market is awesome for baristas, things like that. But the job market for professionals, business professionals, I do not think is that good, because I will go and apply for a job and some of these sites will tell how many people have applied. Hey, Michael, you have applied for this job, and 417 other professionals have applied for this job. And I'm like, wow. Now, I don't mind competition, but some of these numbers that I'm reading are just like, you gotta be kidding me. So I it's a slow process. It's never been this slow of a process for me, but probably a good thing after last week, or after this last week, that I didn't have a job, but we're going to keep at it. Good. Because, something doesn't come available, I'm going to be driving a bus in cold Michigan.
I was just going to say,
I know.
No, two things. First of all, to be the barista, you probably need to like coffee. And so since you're not a coffee fan, or you do like cold coffee, iced coffee, I apologize. You do like iced coffee, but I think you need probably a passion for coffee.
Why?
I can't see that interview going well. Okay, Michael, please tell us, what is your favorite Starbucks drink? Half calf, decaf, choca mucka mucka.
No, I would say a grande.
Yes.
Continental with two
shots of rum.
With 2 shots of rum.
Yeah.
There you go.
I believe that would be Trader Sam's.
I tried to think of what you ordered and I couldn't come up with it. It starts with a C, isn't it?
Yeah, caramel macchiato. So
yeah.
Now, let's be honest.
And if they said, I don't know what that is, we'll go, I don't know if I want to work for a place that doesn't know the basics in coffee.
Yeah, I don't think that would. You know what? I'm going to say that of 417 people, you aren't doing very well at Starbucks either, my friend. So,
well, I think if I'm applying at Starbucks as a barista, I think AI is going to weed me out long before I ever talk to a manager. honestly.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna look at your credit card statement and they're gonna be like, "Gosh, this guy never orders at Starbucks. Why would he want to work here?"
I like the smell of coffee. Now, I think you're flawed in your thinking, though. I used to work with a guy back in the day when I was bartending.
I am definitely flawed.
Well, you said it. I didn't. Back in the day when I bartended, I worked with a guy who did not drink alcohol. And it wasn't because, I overindulged back in the day. I'm in AA, anything like that. No, it was, he never started, took a couple drinks, didn't like the taste of it, never got into it, but was a phenomenal bartender.
Okay.
He knew all the drinks. Customer service was stellar. So I don't know necessarily if the actual drinking of it is required, because honestly, when you're hiring bartenders, you really love to find those bartenders who aren't drinking.
On behalf of Adam
and Michael,
we both want to say thank you
for your support.
With all due respect, you're in an interview at Starbucks, which, by the way, is never going to happen. I know that, but this is just fun for me to talk about. But you're in an interview at Starbucks, and the manager or hiring manager or whatever says, "And how would you answer the customer if they said, 'Could you please explain to me how a caramel macchiato tastes?' How would you answer that?"
That is like deliciousness. It's like, I would say, sir, Mr. Hiring Manager, I would say, imagine the best coffee you've ever had. Pour chocolate syrup on the top of that.
Caramel. It's a caramel macchiato.
Well, have you, Mr. Hiring Manager, have you ever tried it with chocolate syrup? Because that pushes it over the top.
Yeah, and he's going to tell you.
I can see right now, as a hiring manager, you are going to destroy my creativity. As an artist, I can't work here.
Well, and he's going to tell you that the chocolate is a mocha caramel macchiato, a mocha latte or whatever. But
in America, maybe it isn't. But is it in Peru? You ever been there, huh?
Yes, Peru has good chocolate. So, well, listen, if it gets to the Starbucks, I'd hope you take the bus driving job first. So,
yeah. I could mix drinks, but not, the whole, and, the size thing. That's just stupid. I'm sorry. What is a little one called?
Tall.
A small one is called tall.
Yeah.
What's a medium one called?
Grande.
Grande. What is a large one called?
It depends. There's Venti, but then they also have a Trenta, depending on what.
Now, here's my problem. The small is called tall.
Yes.
Well, that's just, an oxymoron or something. A small. Oh, I want a tall. No, I want a small. That's English. Now we go to the medium, which is grande, which is Spanish, which does not mean medium. Look it up. Spanish dictionary. Does not mean medium. And then all of a sudden we switch to large or extra large, and now we're speaking Italian.
Well,
why? Who came up with that? Why can't you just say I'd like a small, a medium, a large? Why are we trying to throw all this international stuff? Or if you were going to do it, why didn't you just stick with the Italian or something? Why is it tall, grande, venti? I mean, it makes no sense. That's like people who wear the brims. It makes no sense.
Oh my gosh.
Now you got me going on this. See, now you went down a road you shouldn't have went down.
Starbucks founders were heavily inspired by Italian espresso bars where drink names aren't just sizes. Short, traditional espresso-based drink. A tall is a slightly larger American-style coffee. A grande literally means large in Italian. Look it up.
But not in Spanish.
Originally, Starbucks only had a short and a tall. When they added the bigger size, they didn't want to call it large. They leaned Italian, so they called it grande. The branding moment. Here's where it gets clever and a little chaotic. Once grande existed, calling the biggest size large felt so basic, so they stayed with the Italian lane. The venti was born. Venti equals 20 in Italian, which is a hot Venti equals 20 ounce. A hot Venti is 24 ounce. Yes, this breaks the rule. Barista trivia alert. So I'm giving you history for your interview.
I will give you the Grande. It's also Spanish, but okay, fine. You're going to say it's Italian. That's good. What about the tall? Okay, we're speaking English. Now we go to Italian. I'm not versed in Italian.
Well, but they needed the short went to a tall, so they. Well,
then why didn't you change? It's just ridiculous. I'm going to charge you $6, $7, $8 for a cup of coffee, and we're going to call it something crazy.
$5.35, and you know what? It's the best $5.35 I spend every morning.
Okay. Grande,
anyway,
Venti, small, medium, and large, because they're too good to just speak English like the rest of us. But that's okay.
If we're finishing the trivia for those who may be curious about the Trenta, the reason where this is interesting. I did not know this. I had to look it up. Trenta equals 30, and a 31 ounce iced only. So that's how they got Trenta. So those are
31 ounce iced only. So does that mean you can get a Trenta only in 31 ounces of iced only?
An iced drink, not a hot drink.
So you can't get a hot drink that large?
No.
Why? You got the glass. What makes a difference?
Well, you'd have to buy a tall and a Venti.
No, I'm just saying you've got the glass already. It shouldn't matter whether it's ice or not.
It's plastic. It's like a plastic cup. So.
Well, you've got it already.
Would you like the bottom line for your interview? Starbucks sizing exists because Italian inspiration plus brand identity plus clever psychology equals.
It's not clever. That is not clever. But I guess they sold you, so it's okay. Okay.
Which will go into our subject after listener spotlight.
Oh, that was slick. Let's move on. All right, listener spotlight. We didn't have anybody guess.
No.
Fool them all.
I guessed, if you remember.
Boston. No, it wasn't Boston. That was a couple of... What did you guess?
What were the hints? Give me the clues again.
Permanently settled in the 1600s. This town, city,
I did guess St. Louis. That's right. I guessed St. Louis.
This city, 5 flags have flown over it. The story of Ron Burgundy would not be the same without an influence from this city. And the city likes wings. And you had actually said Detroit because of the wings.
Detroit because of Red Wings.
Yeah.
And then we looked up the history after recording, and Detroit only had 4 flags. So I was wrong. I already know I was wrong. Womp, womp, womp.
Well, I already knew you were wrong too, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, but you kind of played along nicely. I mean, you.
Well, yeah, I don't want to. I'm not like you. Well, Grande is actually Italian, you idiot.
I didn't call you an idiot. I'm helping you with your interview. I want my friend to get back to normal. I mean, we another subject we're going to talk about we can't even do because A, I'm not doing it without you, and B, we need you to have some money.
Got to be able to spend some money.
Maya, you want to go to high school or you want Daddy to go on a bike ride?
Anyway, don't worry about college. You can go be a barista and make up things. And
I'm going to throw a dart for a guess. 5 flags, wings. I'm going to go with Buffalo, New York.
5 flags. I don't know right offhand, but I'm going to say it probably did have. It had at least 4. I don't think it had 5.
I just said that because of buffalo wings.
And I was going to say I got the buffalo, the wing part, but yeah, I think they only had 4.
Okay. All right. So I was just trying to be entertaining. Next, go ahead. Give us the.
All right. Well, I'm glad I fooled everybody, but the listener spotlight for this week was, in fact, Pensacola, Florida. Not even close. To Buffalo,
you know what?
New York.
I know what you're going to say. Is it true? Wait. Pensacola.
I'll give a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
it's still dealing with hockey, isn't it?
Do they have a lot of hockey in Pensacola?
No, but I want to say that. Go ahead. I'm
Let me
screwing
just
this up.
spare you the agony. It has nothing to do with hockey.
Mm.
So here's how we came up with it. It was first settled in the 1600s, 1698. Technically, it was settled. There was a settlement there in 1559, which actually would predate the oldest city in the United States, which is St. Augustine, Florida. However, that settlement was destroyed by a hurricane. And so they didn't get around to rebuilding a settlement until like 1698. 5 flags have flown over that city. They include Spanish, the Spanish flag, British flag, French, the U.S., and they were part of the Confederacy. So the city likes wings. It is initially the primary training base for the initial primary training base for the U.S. Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard pilots.
Oh.
They all go down there to, this is a plane, this is a helicopter, kind of the basic stuff before they get into, the Top Gun type stuff. So, and the story of Ron Burgundy, would not be the same without I thought you were going to say San Diego.
Keep it classy, San Diego.
That's right. The reason for that is Bill Curtis, the guy that narrates that movie, is from Pensacola, Florida.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You know who Bill Curtis is. He's got that voice.
I do, actually, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Thank you, listeners from Pensacola, Florida. Go out and enjoy the beach. I'm sure it's an awesome day to bike ride there. So I've been there several times. It's beautiful.
Thank you, all of our audience, listeners, support, community, but this time, Pensacola, Florida. Okay, so I said this will bring us to our next episode about let's go to Starbucks. Now let's bridge the gap to Starbucks. Starbucks, you and I met in 2016.
Technically, we met earlier than that, but in person, we met in 2016.
Yeah, on a phone when I was asking, do I need a bike lock for Ragbri?
I need a bike lock. Are you sure I don't need a bike lock? Someone's going to steal my bike. No one's stealing your bike, dude.
I think that by the way, as a sidebar, I think the only time I remember bikes being stolen at Ragbri, physically actual stolen, not people got drunk, left them at a bar, thought they were stolen. We've heard that
somebody
story.
Grabbed the wrong bike, rolled it 20 feet and then stuck it someplace. It's like, oops, not mine.
I think the only time I remember hearing a proven, even made it to the paper story was those 4 Treks that were stolen. And then they refound them like 100 miles away or whatever. Because one of the guys supposedly had an air tag in the bike. So,
but was that a real story though?
I thought it was. I thought we actually,
and it may have been. It's just, we go to these rides, and you always hear people's there's always like the scuttlebutt, so to speak. Stick with a Navy term, scuttlebutt. Where people are like, oh, you know what? There's been some bikes stolen, and it's not, they weren't actually stolen. Somebody misplaced it. Somebody's like running around, my bike's been stolen. And then, the mill starts. It's like, oh, somebody's bike got stolen and all this. So, it does happen. We kind of make light of it. It's one of those things that when you look at how many miles, how many thousands of miles we're, edging towards 6,000 miles, I think that you and I have ridden together, all across states and all sorts of towns and communities. And the number of bicycles that have been riding with us, I mean, it's less than 0.5% that's ever been stolen. If that, I mean, that's probably high.
So I just asked ChatGPT, is there any known articles of bicycles being stolen at Ragbri? It says incidents of theft reports. There are multiple police reports, but compared to the 50 plus years of riding, it is so minimal. So it's kind of weird. So
that's exactly what I'm saying. Here's the other thing. I know you're not a skier. I spent many years out in Colorado skiing. Love skiing. It's great. You take your skis when you go into go in to have lunch or whatever. And at any given time, there's 300, 400, 500 sets of skis just right out there in the thing. And, you don't see people locking those up. Now, you could take them and check them into a thing, but it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know. It just, it does happen. It is just such a small, like you said, such a small percentage. It's like minuscule that the odds of your bicycle or skis being stolen, something like that, you probably got a better chance of, getting struck by lightning or winning the state lottery or something.
No, Mr. Foxworthy, it's not illegal to pull your boat, but you lost your skier about a mile back, No, but anyways, you and I met in person after hearing my bike lock conversation. And to be fair, we were asking you everything about packing and what we should bring and should we collaborate and yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
And when I was doing my Century ride, this story's been told a multitude of times, but just in case you are a new rider, new listener, we know we have a bunch of new listeners, so I love it. I was doing my first Century and I was dragging beep, and you said, "Hey, you can ride with me." You said, "Grab my wheel." No, you didn't say grab my wheel. You said you can ride with me. And we began talking about investing.
Which is a weird thing, by the way.
Yeah.
We're out here in Iowa, Century Day, tootling along. The weather's nice. I don't know. That's just a weird thing to talk about, Let's talk about investing. I don't know. We have had miles of conversations about investing. It just seems odd that would be like, hey, look at that corn over there. How about that combine or, something. But somehow we got stuck on investing and asking each other, what do you invest in? What do you?
I think you're undermining your intentions. You knew that I was, and I'll just say it, I'm not afraid. You knew that I was kind of weak. It was 70 miles in. I was pretty big boy at that time, pretty overweight. And I think you were just grasping at straws of just stuff to talk about. You're like, what are you into? What do you do? What's your hobbies? And I said, I like to play in the market. And I think that's how
okay.
I think that's how it was.
Maybe, so. And maybe that is, but it just seems kind of, random.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could have talked about corn.
How do those legs feel?
Shut
How
up.
does a big boy like you get along on this bike?
The bike is fine.
That would not have helped. Yeah. You're going to get a good point.
So we started talking about investing. And then, of course, I think at that time I told you I'm going to invest in a little coffee company out of Seattle. They call it Starbucks. I've had a love-hate relationship for the last 10 years. So when Ron was running it, things were going well for a while. And then they flooded the Asian markets and they started losing money like crazy. So part of my love of Starbucks is because I started saying, well, if I'm going to put my money here, I might as well help myself out, right? So, yeah.
And by the way, I do have very little amount of money, but I do have some money invested. I am technically a shareholder of Starbucks.
Great. Wonderful.
Because you came to my house one time and we were headed into Kansas City and it's like, I need a coffee. My coffee coming out of my pot is not good enough. I don't have a Grande glass or a Venti glass or 6 shots of El Guacamole or whatever it is. I don't know. Apparently my coffee's not good enough for Adam. So had to stop by, and we stopped by there like 3 times this one trip. And I'm sitting out because you do it, online or whatever. And then you run in and I'm sitting there. And while you're in there, like 6 cars pull up, they run in there and they're coming out with coffee. And I'm like, these people are just a bunch of addicts. I mean, you'd have thought it was some kind of drug house out there. They're just, passing stuff out or something. And then at that time I was like, if all these people are going to be spending $5, $6, $7 on a cup of coffee every single morning, I want a piece of that action. So,
well, we welcome you into our club. We'd welcome you more if you'd buy drinks and
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not part of the cult. I will just take advantage of the cult. So,
got me thinking. How's the market? How are anything? I know this is not an investing show, but we talk about all kinds of things. Anything hot? I mean, I know that gold and silver is hot, but besides actually physically getting a lump of coal or a lump of silver on your back, anything spiking for you?
No, not right now. Right now, I'm just sticking with my current investing and investing on a regular basis on what I currently have. I have not branched out for probably 6 months into anything new. I have been bulking up over the last probably 8 months in places like Home Depot and Lowe's.
Okay.
And I invest in both of them. I will, because last time, I'm not foreseeing, and I don't know. Nobody does. We're just talking here. This isn't investment advice or anything. But the last time the market plummeted and interest rates went out of control and all that, Home Depot did really well. And Lowe's kind of lagged behind. Well, at some point in time in the future, that's going to happen again. And Lowe's learned a lot from that last thing. So I invest in both of them. And both of them pay a pretty, especially Home Depot, pretty healthy dividend, which I'm getting to the age where dividends are not a bad thing. So I'm bulking up in those two big areas. Also oil. But
so if our community doesn't know about you, you enjoy the shareholders meeting of Berkshire Hathaway every year. You got me to switch my Pepsi, which I will publicly once again thank you. I had a decent chunk of change in Pepsi. It all started with a guy I used to know who was working for PepsiCo and Frito-Lay. And the dividends for those guys for a while was pretty good. And, they own Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, and depending on your market, don't get me wrong, but, Frito-Lay and all this stuff. And I said,
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, yeah. Is that really chicken, though? I'm just kidding. So I decided to start investing, and for a while I was doing what do they call that? $25 a week.
Dollar cost averaging.
Mm-hmm. And so I did it for years, and then I would reinvest the dividends. I'd do the drip and go back and forth. And then the European market, they decided we're not going to sell sugary smack drinks over here. And I started watching a decline. And at that time, you said, what about Berkshire Hathaway? And I came home and I sold everything. And I bought Berkshire Hathaway. Well, at least in the PepsiCo fund. And then Berkshire Hathaway shot up, and I watched Pepsi shoot down. So of all the ones I've not done well on, because trust me, do not listen to Baranski's investment strategy. I have definitely had some duds, like, I don't know, iRobot, that I recently got a thing from one of my investment companies.
Didn't they go out of business?
Yes. And what they said is, on your behalf, we sold everything for you. Yeah, they waited till the end when it was worth 0.00000, and I'm not kidding, 0.0002. And they're like, we put the 4 cents in your account. I was like, oh, well, that's great. Now, to be fair, you and I and our friend Joe, we a little bit of our money, I won't speak for you, I'll speak for me. A little bit of my money is in a company called Stash, because it's kind of like a fun way of like having an app where you can buy quarter shares, percentage shares. And they have a gimmick where they say what?
Fractional shares.
Thank you. And they have a gimmick where they give you free stock. I mean, if you play the game and everything. So, they call it a stock party, and they want you to share the code with your friends. Like, hey, you could have free stock too if you jump in at $20, or whatever. And so it's been it's been well. I've done well. So, but yes, iRobot was one of those things where like, well, all these little vacuum cleaners are coming out, and all these little, things of robots are, I'm going to put a little money there. Yeah, well, I could have burned it. It would have been the same experience.
Now, has that company went out of business, or did they just take it from public, pull it private, and will continue to try to rebuild it?
I regret to tell you that iRobot, one of the last standing American companies building these little floor sweepers and all that,
It's gone.
went out of business. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go.
But that leads me to what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that worked out for you. I have some winners and losers. I mean, it's like anything else. Anybody who's like, yeah, I play the market and I hit big here and I hit big there. Those are the same people that go to Vegas. Every single time they go to Vegas, they win money. Mm-hmm. No, they're not telling you the full story. They'll tell you their big wins. They won't tell you, last night I made, $2,000 on the blackjack table. They don't tell you the 2 nights before they lost $7,000. But there's going to be winners and losers. But we have invested while being on the road.
Yes.
Bicycle adventure. We have invested out in the middle of a state somewhere because we had a brilliant idea, or what we considered a brilliant idea. Have we not?
We have. And we thought this is the next big thing.
Well, it might be the next big thing, but is it the next big thing that's going to make money?
I am in the basement, as you know. I do not have my full board, but if I did, I would be playing the trombone sound. Can you give us the trombone sound? No, that's not the trombone sound.
Oh, here's a better one.
Oh yeah. How about negative? Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Take. So I don't know where the trombone is, but
that's all right. We were on a bus on Ragbri. We had loaded up. We loaded up eastbound and down. Actually, it was westbound and down, but we were westbound across the state to ride east across back to our cars. We were on a Bransel bus, Bransel Charter.
Bransel Charters, yep.
And we were rolling down the road, and we said, "Look at that! That wasn't there last time," and it was a brand new Topgolf. Oh, and we said, "Oh, Topgolf! You know what? They're going up like crazy
everywhere.
Let's see who owns them." Turned out to be Callaway Golf.
Big company, old company.
Yeah. So we said, with our stash, which you can set, just if you don't know, you can, by the way, if you want to sign up, let me know. I'll send you a link. If you don't know, you can actually say, I want to sign up and buy $5 a week or $20 a week or whatever. Maybe you're a big baller. Maybe like $100 a week or whatever.
And let me say, we are in no way, shape, or form sponsored, get paid by Stash. You can do it with any platform. So just to throw out the legalese there that we are not.
You're always with our lawyer. I mean, you know what? Maybe you should be applying for a lawyer job. Forget the barista. Starbucks is not for you anyway. So have you considered?
I could be a lawyer. I mean,
you play one on TV?
I don't have that degree, but come on. How hard is it? You just got to watch what you say and don't say too much.
You could just print one, right? Isn't that what everybody else does? Just print
I can put one right over there on the wall with my other ones, which are real. Yeah. I mean, pick a school. You can't get too crazy. You can't go, I went to Harvard or something like that. Pick a school. I went to
do we cheat them and how?
Southern Mississippi State, got a degree in law, specializing in corporate finance law. How about that?
What's the one on TV? New Hampshire State or something like that? I forget that.
No, it's I don't know what it is.
The University of Phoenix was for a while, but
there's another one. I think it might be New Hampshire. Now, I did take some classes from the University of New Hampshire, but wasn't the one you see advertised on TV.
So, thank you, Mr. Sharp, for making sure that I don't say anything stupid. And we're not sponsored by Stash, but we said, okay, let's do it. And so we both jumped in. And I honestly, to tell you the truth, we did it on the bus. We rode across the state of Iowa. Everybody went home safe, thankfully. Appreciate that. And then like 9 months later, we got together. We were doing something else. And you said, hey, you checked out your Topgolf. I said, honestly, I just like the Ronco dehydrator. I set it and forget it. I just left it alone. And I logged in and I saw the trending chart going down. I said, I'm going to hold on just a little bit. And finally, I stopped. I'm like, okay. And then I may have my facts wrong, but I think recently
I think about
Callaway
5-6 months ago,
they sold it.
Callaway sold it to someone else. It did. I mean, I still own mine. I haven't invested any in it for quite a while, but I think the problem with that is they were just putting these massive complexes in everywhere. And it's a fun place to go. But I mean, I've been there a couple of times with my family over the last 5-6 years. It doesn't seem to be a thing where you get some people that will go on a regular basis, but overall, I don't think you have enough repeat customers to really fuel. And you made these big, massive things. I mean, they're double decker, triple decker, it's just ridiculous. So I think if they would have slimmed them down a little bit, had a little bit more control on it, and really, I mean, I don't want to brag, but I am a lifetime member to Topgolf. I got the card to prove it. And I say that because you go there and everyone gets the lifetime membership. But I think if they would have made it smaller, streamlined it, and gave you, and maybe they do now, I know in the past they've never, give you some incentive to, hey, why don't we go there for date night or something or whatever, instead of once every 3 years, you'd go, 3 or 4 times a year. I think that would have helped him. But,
and you and I have occasionally had to apologize on this show. So I have a fact here. As of January 5th, I believe the sale was announced 4 or 5 months ago when you and I looked into it. But just for factual data, as of January 5th, Leonard Green and Partners is the majority owner of Topgolf, having acquired a 60% stake from Topgolf Callaway brand in a deal valued at $1.1 billion with a B. Topgolf Callaway brands retained 40% stake and will rebrand to focus on its golf equipment business now. So they're going.
Which this is good. This is good for you. Callaway's going to get back to what they do best: golf clubs, golf supplies, that kind of stuff. They still have a 40% stake in Topgolf, but this hedge fund or whoever is buying it has the majority stake. So if they're able to turn it around, that'll be a plus for Callaway, and then Callaway can really focus on golf club technology and things like that. So I will tell you right now, I foresee Callaway moving up over the course of the next 3 years. I think you'll more than make your money back.
Okay.
And if you stick with it, I think you would see a profit. I think it's all good. But again, not a financial specialist anymore. So what do I know?
Before we leave the financial story, I think there's a little bit of kudos is needed. The first time I flew, make sure I say this correctly. The first time I flew to Kansas City, Missouri, I was picked up by my good friend, Mr. Sharp. We drove to your house.
Yep.
And then in Kansas, by the way.
Yes.
And your wife said, why don't we take him to that new place we've been going to in Missouri? And I was like, Missouri? We're in Missouri. What's going on? And we began talking, and I said, look, or something about Casey's. And your wife said, how come you guys don't invest in Casey's? And I was like, I don't know. And so I said, I didn't even realize, I looked it up and their stock price and everything else and yada, yada, yada. Let's go a little bit let's see here, 5 years later. So your wife is a genius.
Oh, whoa. We're going to have to do some production editing on this too. Yeah. Edit. Yeah. Where's that beep?
Now, so currently, and I don't want to say how many shares, but currently the share price from the time that she said that, and I bought in, and you bought in, by the way, is up 151.63%.
Wow. Way to go, Chas. Way to go, Chas.
Genius. So
She hit that one really well. But for those of you that you don't know who aren't located in like the Midwest, Casey's is a convenience store. It's similar to a Quick Trip. If you're down in the Florida area, Wawa's, something like that. So Roadrunner, based upon where you might be.
kind of weird. They don't have their dividends are quarterly, and their share price is phenomenal. Their dividends, don't put that one in your retirement.
Well, that's because they're a growth fund. They're not an income fund.
Gotcha.
So you're going to be looking at you're going to be making the money on the growth of the share price versus the payouts, which is great. I'm just getting to the age where, I need to start looking at more income-based stuff, is what your financial advisors will tell you. So,
and I think my the reason why I never even considered Casey's, I mean, we laughed and laughed and laughed the first time. I think they're called what come and goes go to. They changed them to Magnum or Magnuson or something like that. But we laughed. First I went to Ragbri, I saw the come and go sign, and then Casey's. And I think it was Ragbri that kind of turned me on to how popular convenience stores are. I mean, not that I live some prissy life, but you've been to my town. You said, "Where's a convenience store?" We don't really have a lot of convenience stores here.
Your convenience store that you have, the main one in town, is owned by the grocery store Myers.
Yep. Yeah, that was we don't. I mean, I know there's the Speedway is biased.
You don't have a lot of Speedways, Roadrunners, Wawas, Quick Trips, Casey's. You don't have any of that stuff.
No, there's one Speedway in between my house and my job, but you'd have to get off a freeway. I mean, I would never do that. I mean, there's, you've teased me for years. They're called party stores. I mean, it's just like, they package liquor, but they also have like a fountain soda. But when I went to your house and they had that brand new Casey's, I mean, seriously. I mean, it was a pizza place. It was,
they sell donuts and pizza and sandwiches, and they have the walk-in beer cooler and candy and everything.
Yeah. So you have to tell your wife next time you say, Adam gave you some kudos on the show. So although she does listen. So, thank you for the investment advice. Now, if you have any others, Chastity, please send them my way. So
she's got your number. She'll call you and let you know what you should be investing in.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, in the spirit of a week of hell that you had, I liked what you had an idea when we were talking. Well, let's let you kick it off. I don't want to steal your idea.
When I was a kid, dads told jokes. Okay, they weren't that good, but over the course of the last 20 years, they've got a term for those type of jokes, and they're called dad jokes. I was talking with my daughter, and I made a joke, and she's like, "Oh, that is such a dad joke." And I'm like, "It was a good joke." So we disagreed there, when that's okay. But I just think it's interesting with dad jokes. And I started thinking, it's like, you know what? Every once in a while, we should add a little levity and a little humor to our show, and do a little segment on dad jokes.
Fair enough.
Because as I tell my daughter, dad jokes are not necessarily bad jokes. And now you kind of understand why she thinks it's horrible.
The older she gets, the cornier she's going to think they are.
Well, she's a captive audience at this point in time, so deal with it.
That's right.
So I thought we would share some dad jokes. I've got some good one-liner dad jokes here.
I've got some. What do you think? I actually, when I drove the bus, even though you won't accept the job that I've offered you multiple times to come, I'm
holding out for a better offer. I haven't taken it off the table. Let's just leave it at that.
You shouldn't, because things aren't looking good, and so pretty soon slim. I'll get you a CDL, and you'll be driving. Get you a nice hat like a DeBrim or something like that. But no, drivers don't have hats, but I have hats that say "Let's" on the side. But I used to have a dad joke that I would say, because I took a lot of young students. We did these group trips, and kids are scared sometimes when they ride buses. especially if they're not yellow. They're used to yellow buses. My buses are white, and so they're kind of like looking around. I'm like, hey, how are you? And like they're looking at me like, oh my god, this guy's talking to me. And I'm like, well, what do you call a fish with two knees? I'm like, what? I go, a toonie fish. And then they would go, and so that's kind of made me, that's a dad joke that I've said a long time. So.
Well, let me give you a couple.
All right.
Or I'll give you one. You give me one, whatever. Adam, do you know a joke becomes a dad joke when it's apparent?
I only know 25 letters of the alphabet.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why.
Did you know that you should not trust an atom?
Atoms are made up of everything.
Exactly.
This one's funny, but kind of insults me.
Oh, then it's even better.
I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
She hugged me.
Did you know melons don't get married? Because they cantaloupe.
Oh, they cantaloupe.
Oh.
Ooh, I love it. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity.
Really?
Yeah, it's impossible to put down.
No. That's bad. Do you know what a cow is with no legs?
Hamburger.
Ground beef.
Ground beef, exactly.
Although, did you know spiders are smart? Did you know that?
I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, you're not going to, because they can find everything on the web.
Why don't eggs tell jokes?
No idea.
They'd crack each other up.
Oh. Do you know what a fish is with no eyes?
Dead on my plate.
No, it's no eyes.
No eyes. I used to hate facial hair,
Mm-hmm.
but then it grew on me.
Oh, that's bad. Did you know a penguin builds its house by gluing it together?
Gluing it.
Mm-hmm.
Why did the computer go to therapy?
No idea.
Too many bites from its past.
Oh. You know, a pony with a sore throat is a little horse. I can't even say that with a straight face. That's actually pretty funny.
I changed my Wi-Fi name to tell my Wi-Fi I love her. Now my phone asks me to do it every day.
You know why skeletons are calm?
No.
Because nothing gets under their skin.
Here are some cycling dad jokes. Why don't bikes ever get tired? This is not good. Yeah, it says, why don't bikes ever get tired? It should be, why don't bikes ever fall over? Because
they got two tires.
Yeah.
I would have known that. I was afraid a book on phobias wouldn't help. Think about that one.
I was afraid a book on phobias wouldn't help. I got hit in the head with a bike once.
I don't doubt it.
It was a psychological accident.
Oh. I used to be addicted to soap. Did you know that?
I didn't think we were going to talk about that on the show.
Yeah, but I'm clean now.
Okay, good. My bike and I are in a serious relationship.
Oh, I know that.
It's been a long ride together.
You have a very unhealthy relationship with your bike.
I probably have more pictures of my bicycle than I do family members.
Oh, yeah. Here's my bike sitting next to a tree. Here's my bike at the lake. Here's me laying with my bike at night in my tent. It's ridiculous.
Why don't bicycles ever tell secrets?
I don't know.
Well, they might spill the beans and lose their chain of thought.
Wow. Do you know why bees have sticky hair?
No.
Well, it's because they use a honeycomb.
Honeycomb. I don't know if this is funny, actually. It says, my bike isn't broken. It's just going through a phase.
A picture went to jail. You know why? Because it was framed.
I have two more.
Okay.
They're bike themed. So I figure it's a cycling podcast. Well, and leisure and investing and all kinds of good stuff. But I tried to fix my bike at home. Turns out it was just spinning my wheels.
Yeah. Did you know a fake noodle is called impasta?
I did. Actually, there is a printing company on Grand River. You've been on Grand River before.
Mm-hmm.
There's a printing company that every day, I mean, they put a lot of work into it. They put dad jokes on the marquee.
Oh, okay.
And it wouldn't be so bad if they had a digital screen, and then it'd be easier to like load a bunch.
They've got it like written on like a whiteboard.
They have those things where they push the suction cup on the letter and slide the letter off. And
that's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
Oh, they've got to get to the digital age. What's your last one there?
I told my derailleur a joke. It didn't shift its mood at all.
My last one's for you, buddy.
All right.
You know why golfers bring two pairs of pants?
Because one has a hole in it, a hole in one.
In case they get a hole in one.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, after that, maybe my daughter has a point about our jokes are not that good.
Well,
but there you go.
Oh, speaking of your daughter, we'll transition to your daughter for a second.
Okay.
Saw the photographs of the homecoming. Very, very classy. She looked very classy.
Oh, boy.
How did that feel as a father? I saw the photograph of you and your now looking very adult-like daughter, freshman in high school, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How did that feel?
It made me feel proud. She went with a whole group of her, girlfriends.
Except that guy with the Back to the Future glasses.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's Mason.
Okay.
He's another one of their good friends. So they went over to a friend's house and all got made up. It's one of those things that it's like, it's cool to see her grow up, but then it's like, that dress could have been a lot lower, and you could have messed up your hair a little bit and maybe made your makeup not look so good. But I was proud of her because she did look nice and she holds herself very well. But on the other hand, I was like, there not be any guys at that dance looking at you, because I'm going to go flip a chair and I'm going to be that dad. But, it was fun. She had a great time. But yeah, I try to deal with it as best as I can. I try to be as supportive as I can. I try not to be that overbearing one that's like, well, you're not wearing that, it's too short. But I mean, and it really wasn't short, but as her father, I'd like to see it, down to her ankles. I think that'd be appropriate.
Like in, remember when you and I were growing up, the song Gangster's Paradise, and then Weird Al did Amish Paradise.
Yeah.
I'll never forget in the video. For those of you who remember, they did music videos. They showed an Amish woman in like a magazine. It was supposed to represent an adult magazine, and the ankle was like listed up like an inch. And I was like, whoa! I was like, that was so funny.
Racy.
I must tell you that life works in funny ways, because as the friendship that you and I have, it's true. It's a valued friendship. And normally, I must tell you, if you were not going through something that you'll share on the next show, I would have piled it on thick after I saw the photos. But due to your current circumstances, I was like, I can't say nothing, because when your wife was kind enough to share the photos, I was like, oh yeah, the dance is going on. But then I thought, no.
Well, I appreciate the restraint.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to be reminded because it was like, whoa, but
She looked very beautiful, by the way, and
Thank you.
and I understand she's an excellent student, and so how's driving? You guys are driving?
yes, she is one of the youngest, if not the youngest person in her class. So like all of her other friends are like 15.
Okay.
And just by the way her birthday fell, she's
Okay.
only 14. But she has been driving, with obviously adult in the car,
Sure.
that type of thing.
Sure.
And I think we got her scheduled for some driving. She's already taken the test, but driving lessons through an instructor other than ourselves. But she's a very good driver. I was like, we went to Paola the other day and I was like, oh, you're doing a great job. And she's like, well, really, this isn't that hard, Dad. I mean, you push on the gas, the wheels go around, you push on the brake, the wheels stop. You watch out for the sign. I was like, she broke it down all very basic, very analytic, It's like, yeah, you're right.
I am not insulting your daughter by any means, fashion, form with what I'm going to say. It is easy until someone who's not paying attention pulls out in front of you, and then the reaction time. So, I mean, which we could hold the bus driving job for her too, but I'm going to need her to be 21.
Yeah, let's give that a few years. How about that?
I think you can be 18. I say, but we'll just tell her it's like she's got to go to college. But
yes, go to college.
I'm going to bring something up here. So I love transparency. You've been friends with me long enough that I love transparency.
Mm-hmm.
We never got into our show to make money. Now, we appreciate those who have supported us along the way.
Absolutely.
And we went down to Podfest. And when we were there, we learned a few things about monetization and some options. And we really honed in on the idea of giving something back for those who are financially supporting the show. Well, that turned into kind of a cluster, and I kind of blame myself. I kind of blame the platform, the software, but nevertheless, it falls on. I'm the technology one and of the show. You are the legal aspect to make sure I don't say anything stupid. Well, less stupid. But so what I'm trying to say is there were 8 or 9 individuals who were, and we mentioned them at the end of the show, and we talk about, our people who have been supporting us for a long time. And so the idea is that we'd come up with a subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
And when we learned that what we could do is a couple different things, we could have said, take 75% of our old episodes and back catalog them, and then make that a paywall where somebody could have said, if you want, you can listen to the last 20 episodes. But if you love the show so much, just as I have podcasts and I'm like, oh, I can't get enough. And I just keep listening and listening. And then if you would like to pay the money or pass the paywall, you'd get the old ones. Well, we didn't like that because we thought, there's many brag shows out there. There's, different interviews we've had with different directors, bike manufacturers. And so we didn't like that idea. And so we thought, okay, then there was an idea where we could have a paywall where they'd get like unheard of shows. And we didn't like that either because we thought if we're going to sit here and put together an outline and give some ideas, we want to share with everybody, not just somebody who would bring a $5 bill to the table or whatever. But then there was something that was, what if you gave early access to the people who are willing to open their wallets to help you support and kick the can down the road? And you and I really like that. We're like, that's pretty good. That way, everybody still gets the same thing. But if you want to hear the Men of Leisure, leisure talk, or maybe we have like something fun like a route release, or we have something such as anything you can think about of getting a 48-hour jump. So that was what we decided. We would, traditionally the show comes out on Sunday at 4:00 Eastern time. That's 3:00 for Central. I'm just kidding. But and so then we thought, okay, well, why don't we offer a subscription service and we'll turn it on? So you and I went through the motion. We were down in Florida. We kicked it on. Well, what I didn't understand is there was a thing called listener supporters, and then there was a subscription service. And we tested it, and it was really convoluted. And so in the beginning, it was you would go to this one link. Although it showed it as two different links, it turned out they were kind of routing back to the same link. And then it was, do you want to join the subscription or do you want to join the listener support? And so everybody else was on listener support, and we were like, this isn't good. I mean, this is really crazy. And then you even tried it and you got locked out. And so then we had to get a hold of support. Well, all that to be said, I worked with the platform, which we've said before on this show. It's called Buzzsprout. And by the way, Buzzsprout does a great job. I have nothing negative to say. It was just the way that the setup options were, and it wasn't real clean and concise. But now I'm happy to say that all those things are over with. The subscription is turned on. So for those of you who say, we want to help the guys out, we want to help kick the can down the road, we love the show, we want them to keep doing it, you can join the subscription page. You're going to get the show 48 hours early. So that's Friday at 4:00. So if you're like, hey, I got a road trip, I want to help the boys out, and we'll do that. So for $5, you can have the show early. And if you want to break that down, that's about $2.50 an episode. So
well, we do two. Generally, we do 2 special episodes a year. So
that's true. Could be even better than that. But just to be clear, that we felt because it really in the beginning, we never got into it to make money. As a matter of fact, I'm not lying. I promise you, anyone who was on the Bragg team last year, including that flask you have behind your head. I hope you don't have that up for your interviews, by the way. That flask behind your head is from all the guys on our team. Mm-hmm. Bill was instrumental, and so and wonderful team. I know there's lots of teams this year for Bragg. I'm so excited to see that. You got the Chain Gang, you got Sarah and Walter. They got Safety is Sexy. I'm loving seeing some of the new teams. I'm really excited about it. And so Cycling Men and Women of Leisure are going to be there too. Don't get me wrong. But I am excited about that. And so, there was a lot of people who helped us out, but I promise you the money that we got, we actually turned around and bought T-shirts and stickers and
swag bags
and wristbands and all kinds of stuff. And so that's been really great. And so I just want to be clear that you and I were feeling like we wanted to give something back for those who are giving us something. And so you're getting something for your money for those of you who want to subscribe. So long way of saying that, but I just wanted to explain because I do know that a few people got tied up into some of our longtime listeners got tied up.
We apologize for that, but we've got everything figured out now. And
yep.
And that's what I mentioned, like when we went down to Podfest, we're probably in the 10 to 15% range of podcasters out there overall who in no way, shape, or form got into this to make money. We're still not trying to monetize. I mean, a lot of people are creating books and are doing live stream and doing different paid things. And it's like, we're building community. We're having fun, that type of thing. So we appreciate everybody who's giving. Like Adam said, we do take most of that and we give it back to the team in the form of shirts and swag bags and things just to make the event a little bit more fun and a little bit more festive and that type of thing. So we certainly thank everybody for their support and also for sticking with us while we made that transition.
I got one more thing, and then I'm going to turn the floor over to you for either a listener spotlight or anything else you have. I want to address the elephant in the room. A few people have written me asking me, hey, you guys haven't talked about what rides you're doing. I got to just be transparent with you. Until my friend lines up some income, and you'll get there. I mean, Don't worry. Even if I give you the bus driving job, I got to give you vacation time to go to cycle with me. So, all kidding aside, once you reestablish, then we'll figure out what we're going to do. And but we've talked about a few things. We did have one of the community members reach out to us about ODRAM, so we looked at that and thought, well, maybe even if that's just a 1-day thing, it's a long 1 day, but that could be something we might be able to do. So once we figure out something, we'll communicate. Just want to be transparent. Right now, everything's kind of paused. So
yeah, and it's I'm going to get a job at some point in time. It's not all about the money. It's also about having the vacation time or being able to get off in time to do that. Yeah. And unfortunately, the summer biking season is coming up quickly. We'll see. I mean, just like I said, we're having a team at Bragg regardless, and we've got a team captain already, and we're going to have some fun with that. And who knows what else we'll do, but we'll get something figured out.
Now, remember, what are the 3 sizes of coffee and stuff? I'm just kidding.
Small, medium, and large.
All right, good
to
enough.
America.
All right, we'll go with that. So, your turn. Now that my rants are done, I just wanted to mention those 2 things. Thank you for indulging.
No, thank everybody for coming along with us. Thank the community out there. We can't do it without their support, and I'm talking non-monetary support. I'm talking, listening to the podcast and participating with our listener spotlight and all that. We certainly appreciate it, and that's why we do what we do. So,
perfect, sir. Would you like me to give you in my best way that I can without a board?
Yes, you're getting very good at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for listener spotlight.
That's right. This listener spotlight, or the spotlight for this episode, I have the following clues. This city or town is located at a historical key river crossing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The town's name was merged with another town after a major disaster, and then later it changed that name. Like 75% of the towns in this country, it changed its name. It played an important part in the early military of the area. This town knows something about free falling. If you visit in the first few days of January, I would not order a salad. And don't forget the sunscreen when you plan to visit this city. There you have it.
Okay. It was so close to St. Louis until you said the sunscreen.
Yeah, we can go with that.
It's completely BS, but
yeah, couple of river crossing, that would work. So actually, it wouldn't, but that's okay. We won't get into the technicalities of that.
While you were talking, don't answer and keep a straight look on your face right now. While you were talking, and you mentioned free falling, I couldn't help but think about Tom Petty.
I knew you would.
So I looked up where Tom Petty was originally from. Gainesville, Florida. So, anyways, with that being said,
is that your guess?
Well, just because I cheated. Yeah.
Well, I think everybody would expect that from you at this point.
Where is my censor? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm loving it. No board. You can't censor me.
I wonder if Riverside has a censor button. I think there's some.
They don't. Move along.
Okay, fair enough. How about I just be quiet?
That's a beautiful idea.
All right. Well, listen. Oh, wait a minute. What was this? Can I play this?
I don't know. There you go.
That's all I have. That's
driving you crazy. You don't have your sound effects.
No, I don't have nothing. wait a minute. Adam Baranski.
Okay. Now you stepped over the line. We're about ready to wrap this up. Perhaps we'll play the new theme song next episode. What do you think of that?
Oh, I was gonna ask you about those, but
yeah.
I've been leaving you alone. So, all right. Well, listen. As always, my friend, excellent to be with you. To our entire community out there, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do for yourselves and your family and for us. And we look forward to interacting and seeing you. So, with that being said, not here. I'm in my basement and I have a door wall, as you know. But somewhere
in
somehow,
Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, it's a great day for a bike ride. We'd like to extend our most profound, knee-bending, monocle-adjusting gratitude to the generous benefactors whose financial support keeps this podcast rolling forward, literally and emotionally. Without you, this show would be recorded on a tin can tied to a string, powered by expired AA batteries and optimism. Instead, thanks to you, we have microphones, bandwidth, and just enough dignity to continue pretending this is a professional operation.
This is exactly why some people should not use AI.
I mean, come on. This is the best way to use AI. I couldn't come up with something so witty and funny.
No, it's fantastic. So who do we have to thank for allowing us to do what we do?
I would like to mention our friend Ed and team member, our friend Alex and team member, continuous support by Stephen, new supporter Gary and team member, recent Kip, recent Ryan, Joe a long-term, Dennis a long-term, and Scott a long-term benefactor.
We definitely thank them. I mean, without them, it is true. So thank you. These are all people that believe leisure is not a reward. It is the point. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all.